is Amrita and my pronouns are she, her, and I am an assistant director for Gatorship. And so I'm just here today to tell you a little bit about the program. Before I started, I wanted to ask, has anyone here been to Gatorship or heard of Gatorship? You could put the little thumbs up reaction. Awesome. Well, if you haven't, don't worry, because that's what I'm here for today. So Gatorship is basically an on-campus and virtual weekend retreat for UF students who are interested in learning about social justice and their role in creating a more equitable and just campus environment. So through interactive presentations, engaging activities, and facilitated dialogue led by us Gatorship staff, the participants will get to explore social identities such as race, ethnicity, gender, sexuality, religion, disability, and socioeconomic status. And so this experience is really transformational, and it gives students the opportunity to build strong connections with an amazing, diverse group of peers, explore issues of inequity and oppression, and really become empowered to enact positive social change on campus and beyond. And so for the application process, our applications are now open online through the MCDA website, and they're open throughout the month of October. And you can also go to the Gatorship Instagram. It's just at Gatorship, and you can find the link to the application there. And so participants are chosen, and then you guys get the opportunity to choose from 6 different weekend retreats during the spring semester. So this spring semester, we're doing a little different, and we'll have 2 virtual retreats and 4 on-campus retreats that you can choose from. And at the in-person retreats, we will be taking all proper precautions to make it like as safe as possible. And yeah, so if anyone here has been to Gatorship before, would you like to maybe comment on your experience?
I can go. So I went to Gatorship February 2019, and I actually went with my roommate Victoria, who did this presentation for us last year, if you were here for that. And Gatorship to me was, like Amrita said, very transformational. It was a beautiful experience with so many beautiful people, and I learned so much, and we were able to unpack so much, unlearn and relearn, and I feel like it's really changed who I am and how I go about life now. And yeah, it was beautiful, honestly, and like very transformational. I can't say that word enough. It is a transformative experience.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Thanks for sharing that. So I'm gonna stick around in this meeting for a bit longer if you'd like to maybe message me any questions you have. And yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for
Amazing.
having me.
Thank you so much. So if you're interested in Gatorship, feel free to send Amrita a little personal message through the chat, or I can get you her contact info, or you can reach out to me and we can converse about it. Yeah, just let us know. So now we're going to talk about this month's value. Olivia, take it away.
Yeah, so with a new month, we have a new value, and that is leadership. So something important to note is that you don't have to be a designated or elected leader to display leadership. Simply being involved on campus like you are right now shows your initiative, but there are a lot of ways to get involved with leadership within FWIB, such as community committees that we have before every GBM, which you can join literally at any time. Chair positions, which already have been chosen but change every semester, and then of course running for the executive board at the end of each year. So some things to keep in mind throughout this month. We'll talk a little bit more about leadership in our other GBMs.
Amazing. So I want to get into our fall 2020 chairs announcement. So you can take a look here at all of our chairs. Congratulations to all of them. If you missed the chair deadline and you really wanted to apply to be a chair, or you didn't get it this time around, I 100% encourage you all to apply in spring because applications will reopen every semester. So if you didn't get your opportunity now, reapply in spring, no worries. And congratulations again to all of our Fall 2020 chairs.
So hello guys. I hope everybody's doing fine and well and great and good. So just a reminder to join our GroupMe. The QR code is over there. You just scan it in the GroupMe app. And then also add us on Instagram and Facebook. We post daily reminders about events, and something very interesting is happening the next couple weeks. So look out for that.
To also further keep up with FWIB, you guys could check out our Facebook group and page through the QR code down below, as well as our website. Typically on our Facebook group, we send out a lot of details about our events, like our GBMs and our socials, and we really keep you up to date every single week, especially through our Monday posts. We really make sure that you guys are informed with everything that's going on within FWIB. And in case you missed any GBMs, we now have GBM recordings on their website. So you guys can go ahead and check that as well if there's something that you missed or you just want to go back to.
Also, if you think you might miss a GBM in the future, but you really want to hear from that speaker, that's also something to keep in mind.
Hi again. So Study Edge, if you guys don't know about Study Edge, you need to. It's a local business in Gainesville that offers like mass tutoring services for a lot of your really hard classes. Trust me, as a senior, I'm telling you, it's a must. You need to do it. But something you need to know if you already do Study Edge or if you're planning on doing it, Study Edge is one of our sponsors. And if you go on your Study Edge account, if you see this little picture here, if you enter a code, enter in FWIB, and then we get 5% back of all of your monthly subscription or any additional purchases. So it's no cost to you, and it's a super huge help for us. So please do it right now. Do it after the meeting. It's really, really important. So that's that. And then just another quick note, if you don't already follow us on LinkedIn, we post all of our professional development workshops, which are filled with super useful information. And then also just other general updates and things like that. So follow us there.
All right, and then we currently also have t-shirts for sale. So they're gonna be $15. You can Venmo Teresa, that's her Venmo right there. And each time once you buy a shirt, you get points through Gator Ready. You can also see it in our Facebook pin where you'll see like your point totals there. And then to get your shirts, you can pick them up the Thursdays after every meeting. So there's all the dates there. There's going to be a sign up on Facebook. And so our marketing person is Erin, and she's going to be facilitating giving those shirts to you all. It went really well the last time. So just make sure you sign up for that if you do want to get one. And then also something new and exciting that's happening is we're going to be doing the Norman Tunnel Halloween mural. So we don't have any pictures up right now, but last year we did kind of like a spooky, like Happy Halloween join FWIB thing where I think we did like cats and like cobwebs. So some cool like Halloween things. So, and that's going to be on the 19th from 4 to 6 p.m. and sign up will come out next week. So be on the lookout for that, but it's super fun, especially if you like to like paint and like do the whole artsy stuff. It's going to be a good time, I promise.
I also want to add that everyone will be wearing masks. We'll have like hand sanitizer for you all. We'll be sanitizing paintbrushes and stuff like that. So if you're concerned, obviously if you're that concerned, you don't have to come out. Totally cool. We respect everyone's boundaries. But if you're interested in attending, there are precautions that we are going to take with regards to COVID.
Yes. Okay. And then some quick finance announcements. So we are going to be putting up some workshops and then also some fundraisers. Specifically, we're thinking of doing like a Halloween movie night thing as a fundraiser over Zoom. So be on the lookout for that on Facebook. That should be up soon.
All right, so next up, we're going to be having our community service announcements. So tomorrow, October 7th, we're going to be having a transcribing for the Smithsonian. So basically what we're going to be doing from 1 to 1:45 is looking at different documents that have either been handwritten or typed out, like using typewriters, that were scanned by the museum. And so we're going to be just typing everything out on the computer, so that way it can be searched and be easily accessible for people to view online. And then also not next weekend, but the weekend after that, on the 22nd, we're going to be doing crafts for shelters. So we're going to be doing cute little toys for both cats and dogs, so that way we can donate to shelters. So for that event, we would need members to start gathering some things from around the house. So mainly toilet paper rolls, t-shirts, and water bottles. And then during the event, I'll be showing you guys different crafts that we're going to be making. For both of these, the Zoom links will be on the Facebook event page. And as always, make sure to, if you want to take part in planning other community service events, you can join our community service committee, which is 15 minutes before the GBMs. Also, next up is the name tags. The second round has been closed, but if you have filled out the form, don't forget to pay kosha, and also to discuss, dropping off those name tags. And then our next professional development workshop is going to be next week on Thursday. She's going to be discussing the ins and outs of LinkedIn. So she's going to be talking about different ways you can optimize your LinkedIn and how you can enhance your profile, so you can find jobs, since it is recruiting season.
Hi guys. Okay, so Mentor Mentee Social is this Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. Reminder that if you're in the Mentor Mentee program, you have to attend at least one social. Don't worry, we'll have 2 more. And if you're hearing all this and you're like, oh, like I forgot to apply to be in the Mentor Mentee program, applications will open up again in the spring. So just so everyone knows, like the chair applications. Our third social for anyone and everyone will be Wednesday, October 14th. So not tomorrow, but the next Wednesday. From 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. we will be playing Among Us because I'm obsessed, and so therefore I brought it to FWIB. I think it'll be a fun time. You guys should come. And yeah, if you don't know what Among Us is, it's a game on your phone. It's free. It'll be a fun time. So those are my announcements. And that leads us to our FWIBtivity. Yay. Okay. So this week's FWIBtivity is called Best Moment. What I want you guys to do is to think of your best moment in life. Like, be aware that you are going to share though, so something you're comfortable sharing. And yeah, there will be more info once we go into breakout rooms. This FWIBtivity is correlated to this month's value of leadership, or pillar. My bad, not value. So yes, Teresa is going to split us up into breakout rooms now. And yeah, that's that. Think of your best moment while she is doing that.
So today we have Target as our corporate speaker. With us we have Jessica. So I'm gonna have her take over and give her a warm welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Olivia. You guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Awesome. It's my first time Zooming from my MacBook, so bear with me. But hello, as Olivia said, my name is Jessica, and I'm actually your local store director at your on-campus small format Target here in Gainesville. Again, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to connect with you guys and chat today. Just recognition for all of you for making the step to be a part of this organization and already building a network of strong women who support each other's success, and put yourself out there as you guys make decisions in your career path. So some of my priorities today with you guys, I wanted to share a little bit about my Target journey and the Target internship program available for you guys at UF. So a little bit about me. I actually went to the University of Central Florida and I studied marketing, and that's where I began my relationship with Target. I was attending the fall career fair for UCF, and I met some campus recruiters who shared a little bit about the executive internship role, and I decided just to go for it. Why not? I didn't have anything going for me at the time. I had just changed my major. to business. And I was still kind of navigating what that looked like for me and what path I wanted to take. So I interviewed for Target. It's 3 to 4 interviews, and I got through, and I was able to intern at one of the Orlando locations. It's a 10-week internship program, and absolutely fell in love with the culture and the ability to impact people every single day. And I just fell in love. So once I graduated UCF, I took the job offer, and that's where my love story / career with Target began. I've worked for Target again a little over 6 years now. And after the internship program, I was able to work at 3 super Targets in Orlando, working as an executive team leader, which I'll go into a little bit more later. And 6 years later, last fall, I got the opportunity to promote and become a store director. And when the opportunity fell in my lap to run a small format store, I couldn't say no, and I moved from Orlando to Gainesville. But as a store director, what does that look like? A store director for Target's really cool. You think of someone who is able to run their business, and that's exactly what a store director is. I get to lead a team of team leaders. And in larger stores, you really lead a team of salaried executives, and you're in charge of operations, P&L, recruiting, staffing, succession, service, experience, fulfillment, all the little facets that as a shopper for Target you don't see, but the teams put a lot of effort for creating that experience for our guests every day. So I like to say it's basically running your own business. And I think what really stands out about Target and running a store, and as a store director, we really act like mayors of our community, and we really get involved with service in our local schools, and just like what we're doing now, involved with recruiting activities. So it is a super rewarding role. Leading into that, I wanted to talk to you guys about the internship program. That was really my way into Target. And as you guys navigate into your degrees, I highly recommend the program just to get your feet wet in leadership and build your resume and gain that experience that recruiters will look for after you graduate, or even as you guys are navigating through fall campus recruiting events. So just a little bit about the program. The Target internship program, it is a summer program. It's really cool. As a summer executive intern, you really gain a valuable, realistic job preview of what an executive team leader role looks like over time at a Target. So being a guest at Target, we love our Target runs, we love the clothing, we love the merchandise, but there's a lot that goes into our business. And as an executive, you really get to dive into the different businesses we offer, if it's style, if it's food and beverage, if it's GM, if it's service and engagement, to really drive guest experience, run your business. And as an executive, you really have the opportunity to impact the store's financials, lead teams, and be involved in the operational performance. So I know it's a very, very meaty, but the easiest way to explain it as a leader with Target, it's like running your business. So super dynamic role. During the 10-week internship program, it's really cool. You get a mentor that you work alongside with during the summer, and you get to shadow the different functions at our Target. So you get all like the behind the scenes, how we run a store, and you'll get to spend your days like leading and motivating teams, and working on projects to see how you can drive sales results and other business results. It's definitely very eye-opening to see all the things that go from running a seamless store, but it really will challenge you on your leadership skills and also get you very comfortable leading larger teams. So again, like if you have an entrepreneur spirit and like want to gain experience on leading teams and managing large projects, then the internship program is likely for you. again, like at Target, we really believe our leaders have meaningful experience that help build and develop their skills, that it's translatable in a career with Target. Many of our store executive interns after the program do get offered full-time roles to work for Target, but many who don't take the opportunity to move forward, Target leaves the program with skills that are transferable to any industry. That experience with teams and being able to navigate through problems and work on operations are super value added skill sets that as a student, I highly recommending getting under your belt now. I remember back in college, I was a part of an organization. I think you guys have a chapter at UF called Delta Sigma Pi, and talking to different recruiters, I think one of the key takeaways for me is that we can train you to work in any industry, but leading people definitely takes practice. So if there's any advice I can leave you guys with today is definitely get involved and gain those leadership opportunities and get that experience under your belt. As you can see in what I've explained, this role really gives you the experience to run your own business and lead large teams. From my experience and many of my peers that are past interns, participating in the program really gave us confidence when we're entering our careers, and gave us room to practice leading, which again, if you have the time in college, get involved, get uncomfortable, network, because that's only going to be advantageous for you as you guys enter your careers post-college. We'll go into questions. I believe Olivia has a Q&A for us after, but just outside the Target internship program, I wanted to leave you with a couple of things. I'm super passionate about personal development, and I know we touched upon getting involved and building that opportunity to have leadership opportunities. But if there's another thing I can leave you guys with, even as a store director, we have sessions to really take a look at our brand online and look at our social media presence, if it's on Twitter, if it's on LinkedIn. So if you're not on LinkedIn building your professional brand, you're behind. So I would make a plan and get started and take partners if you need help. I'll also share my contact information after this presentation if you guys need any mentors or guidance with that. But get your online presence now. That's really going to set you apart. And a lot of recruiters are now transferring their resources into LinkedIn, even Target. And one thing about Target and just working for the company, we talk a lot about strengths and opportunities. So I know in college, you're still kind of navigating growing up and getting involved and figuring out what you're passionate about. But at Target and during the internship program, we talk a lot about strengths and opportunities. So as a student who's trying to figure out what industry and what career you want to go, start getting to know yourself and have those reflection moments that you can start assessing what are your strengths, what are your opportunities. So when you're going into those career fairs or those interviews, that you have something to speak on about your strengths and what makes you you, and the confidence to maximize that and make it your signature. I think you'll see recruiters meet hundreds of kids every day. So as a female in business, you want to be very confident in yourself and what makes you different and what sets you apart. You guys all have something special. So start having those reflection moments and get uncomfortable to get comfortable. That's what Target kind of gave me. It put myself in a lot of situations and gave me a lot of opportunity to really assess my leadership. And Target does a really good job with ongoing development. But as a college student, it's something I wish I could give my college self that advice. Start now. And I mean, you guys are already starting by being part of this amazing organization. So again, I'll leave Olivia all the information you need to look up the Target internship program. I'll leave my contact information, my LinkedIn, my Twitter, if you guys need any resources or just want to chat about your online presence or Target. I'm definitely here for you guys. Again, like I said earlier, I'm from Orlando, so I'm kind of a newbie in Gainesville, so maybe you guys can help me out. But I'm sure at the end of this, Olivia will set some time for Q&As. But I appreciate you guys for taking time to listen to me, and I'm excited to chat later.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So I think let's just go into Q&A right now.
Awesome.
I kind of want to get the ball rolling myself. I've also put in the chat for you guys just some instructions on how to raise your hand if you're not super familiar with Zoom, or you can drop your questions in the chat. But my question is, what are some things that Target looks for specifically in a candidate, especially for the internship position?
For the internship position, we're definitely looking for someone who's high energy, passionate about working with people, not necessarily someone who has a bulletless resume of past leadership experience. Again, we teach you that during the internship program. We're looking for someone who's ready to learn, ready to grow, and excited to work with people.
Cool, amazing. And then if you guys want to start raising, yep, I have Maria.
Hello.
Hi, Maria.
Hi. I'm from Orlando too, by the way. A question I have is, what I found interesting was when you mentioned you getting involved with the Target internship program, you mentioned how you just switched your major, right? And I was curious just to see like how the interviews went, like what do you think made you stand out for the process?
Yeah, so some background on that. So I was like many students who start school, start college, and my parents were like, hey, you have to be pre-med, you need to be a doctor, you're smart. And I went pre-med, and I was doing some reflection. I'm like, this really isn't for me. I'm naturally someone who's passionate about people, and I love staying busy, and I love investing and helping. So I felt like pre-med just wasn't the right field for me. So I switched over actually to business, and naturally, just being from Orlando, I had a lot of past retail jobs. My first job was working at Disney. I'd worked 5 years in Disney. So I was really comfortable in a guest facing environment. So that helped me stand out a little bit. But I think when I went to recruiters, I came prepared with questions, and I was just curious about what made Target different. Like, why should I pick Target as my career choice? And I think coming prepared with questions and having that energy really helped. At that time, it might have changed. It was 3 to 4 interviews. Obviously, your first interview is usually with a recruiter. And following that, it was 2 store directors, 2 from completely separate districts. And when I mean districts, Target stores are divided into clusters based on location. So at a store, you'll have a store director and a district manager. So after the 2 store director interviews, you interview with the district store director, which is usually the area. It'll be basically your boss or supervisor. But I think the process is still very similar. What was really cool about Target is that Target really prides itself on ongoing development and feedback. So through every interview, they'll tell you what you excelled at, but then they'll also give you feedback and they'll give you tips. So they want to see that growth in every interview with the feedback you received. So I think being able to, 1, take feedback, but 2, act on it and seek advice if you need it and bring that change to every interview really helped me help set me apart.
That's great. Thank you.
No, thank you, Maria.
Amazing. Do we have any other questions coming through? Give it a second if I see any hands pop up. Okay, Jezebel.
Oh,
yeah.
You can go ahead.
No, you can go. It's fine.
Okay, so I wanted to know your internship, what group of students are you looking more for? Underclassmen, upperclassmen, and how can they prepare for that?
They look for juniors and above. Obviously, when I did it, I was a senior, but it was the summer before graduation, but we are looking for upperclassmen.
Okay, and do you have any suggestions for underclassmen to prepare for that in the future?
Build your network online on LinkedIn with either leaders at Target and with your local campus recruiters, and start building not necessarily your resume, but get out there, get involved in your community or in your organization, and just get some great power stories under your belt so you can showcase that during your interviews.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Jezebel, do you still have a question?
Yes. So when you were talking, you said that you fell in love with the culture specifically when you started working or interning at Target. So I just wanted to hear more about that and how like you would describe the culture, or yeah.
I could talk for hours about Target culture. And I'm a little biased, obviously. But what stands out for Target is the investment in people, both the team and the guest. I had never worked somewhere where someone actively checked in on me and was just pulse checking, hey, like, how are you doing? How's training? Do you need support? I never worked somewhere who gave me active feedback, and not criticism, but feedback to get better. And that for me, it put me in coming into the position. Like, I thought I was well-rounded, I thought I was pretty smart, but Target really taught me that even the best of the best still have opportunities to grow. And I think when it comes down to that culture piece, it's their investment on ongoing development. Target's also really involved in a ton of diversity inclusion strategies. We're involved with civil engagement. We're really active in our community. And these are values that we've brought to light this year, but for the past 6 years of Target, these are topics we've talked about for 6 years. And that for me just sold my soul away to Target as a store director. I actually, before the Target internship, I interned for Lockheed Martin, and Lockheed Martin is a great company. I had a lot of experience. I worked contracts with them. But jumping into Target, and any career for you guys, as you guys find your passion, you'll just find a place that really clicks for you, and Target really clicked for me. And for me, it was just that people-focused culture.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's amazing. Does anyone have any other questions? I got kicked out, so if there's anything in the chat, I can't see it. But feel free to raise your hand, drop something in the chat. Okay, let's give it about like another minute or so, and then if there's no more questions, then we'll just close out.
I have a question.
Cool, go for it.
Okay.
Hi.
So do you have any advice for us as students in how you transitioned into being a working professional? Because we're in college for 4 or plus years, and then we immediately go into a job. So do you have any advice, personal experience on how to make that transition?
Great question. During college, I actually work full time, so it's going to be a little bit tough answering this question because it was more of a relief that I didn't have to work full time and balance classes. I always took extra classes and I was super involved. So it was more the opposite. But I think after I graduated, the advice I would give is that you don't have classes, you just have your career. And it's quick for someone in a new role. Just, you're going to feel like you want to come in and you want to come in running and impress all your new peers and your boss. And we see in younger executives, like post-college, that they lead to burnout a little bit quicker, or they become disengaged, or they instead of focusing on their personal development, they're quick to change the process or change the people around them. But I think it's really important when you start your career just to grab a mentor early and have moments maybe every quarter of just self-reflection time on your progress, your performance, your leadership. Because you're going to want to come in running, and you're going to want to assume, because we're high performers, we're super excited, but I think almost slowing down a little bit to really build those relationships with your peers, build those relationships with your teams, and set intentional moments where you can reflect and assess, like, hey, how am I really doing? You know, get feedback from a peer, and that's going to help you excel faster. And you won't be that token, oh, there's that high energy college student, because you're going to get that a lot. So you want to be able to, one, you're going to get it anyway, but be able to not burn yourself out and really think clearly when you start your role. That's what I would suggest.
Cool. So I think unless anyone has any other questions, I'll close it out with one last question. And that's specifically what kind of recommendations do you have for entering this virtual recruiting process, and kind of anything that you could give us as someone, in your position?
Definitely get confident in Zoom now. It's something, even with Target, think of retail, like we're used to like in-person meetings, in-person succession planning, in-person visits. And even as a store director, I've had to learn Zoom etiquette, learn how to be savvy with Zoom. So I think, one, recognize that no one's an expert, even recruiters. I think, Olivia, recognition to you, I was looking at past emails with Jennifer, you solicited feedback. You were just like, hey, like, we're still navigating this new like virtual recruiting and meeting world. I think recognize no one's an expert. Solicit that feedback. Recruiters are going to be patient with you guys. I just think in a Zoom setting, if it's an interview, if it's a touch base with a recruiter, obviously be professional, be in a quiet environment, and then really own your online presence, because recruiters do look at Instagrams, they do look at Facebooks, they really do look at LinkedIn. And don't be shy to continuously build your brand online, but build content on LinkedIn. I think I don't do it as often as I should, but if you guys follow me, I'll share the information on my work Twitter, and I have my work LinkedIn. Even just like quarterly, like share an article you really like with a couple bullet points on that. Be active in your communities, giving each other recognition or recommendations. So just to answer your question, Olivia, master Zoom, recognize that no one's an expert, solicit feedback, and online presence in your personal and professional brand.
Cool. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And then I think that will close out everything that we have right now. Thank you so much again. And please definitely drop your contact information. I'm sure there's plenty of people who want to get in touch with you. So yeah, thank you so much. And then we'll switch back to our normal slides.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. You guys were awesome.
Thank you. So moving forward, Jeannie, take it away.
So we always love to hear your feedback and your opinions on how to make FWIB better and how to enhance our experience towards you guys overall. So we would really appreciate if you guys take the time to fill out this feedback form using the QR code or link down below. And we always strive to make FWIB a better organization for you guys, for all our members. So we would love to hear your opinions through that.
Yes, and every time you fill out this feedback form, you will get points on our point sheet. So that's definitely incentivizing. So that wraps us up. Thank you all for coming. Our next meeting is October 20th. And so we'll see you all then. Tell your friends. And there's some links in the chat before you go. Jessica dropped her LinkedIn link. Make sure you go connect with her. And if you need the feedback form link, that's also in the chat. Feel free to stay around if you have any questions for any of us. But other than that, y'all are free to go. Thank you so much for coming.